Hello and welcome back to the V12 Society. It's been a long time, I'd say,
Been a couple months.
because couple of months, season break. But yeah, as a sports journalism student, I wanted to try and push this more, get more out. So hopefully we'll be doing at least one per week, maybe two if we're feeling like it. But then
Yeah.
also we'll be going into live race reactions and plus normal race reactions edited into like a small reaction clip video.
Yeah, we look
Yeah.
forward to it, and yeah, onto Bahrain, onto a new season, onto a weekend of hype around one particular
Yeah.
Spaniard. But
Carlos Sainz.
yeah, definitely Carlos Sainz
Yeah.
or
Oh
Carlos
yeah.
Slims, the amount of
Yeah.
Spaniard in
Didn't practice.
yesterday. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Uh
Ali, I'll ask you, what's your outlook going into this new season, and what
uh
your thoughts after testing?
so Aston Martin look very quick.
Very quickly.
However, it's it's a bit skeptical how they go from so slow to so quick within a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
Like they were one of
I'd agree. I think Lawrence will say that comes from having the biggest new factory and new facility that
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
spending
And
so
that
much
came
money into
from the
this
cost
car.
cap reach.
Yeah,
And that came from their cost cap reach. That is why their cost cap reach was on the new facility, really.
yeah,
And
fair
so
enough.
from that, it's coming to that. So cost cap helping another team. Who would have knew that?
Do, do you think the cost cap will be effective in the long run?
Yes, I would say in the long run, like next 3 odd years would have
Yeah.
much closer teams because Red Bull, because yeah,
Yes.
and then
Anyway, going into Bahrain, what are our thoughts after Friday's practice sessions?
uh, McLaren are slow.
Yes, I agree.
AlphaTauri have gone from being one of the more impressive teams in the testing. They looked quite strong to being down with Williams.
They looked off the pace, to be fair. Very much.
Yeah, Sargent is bound to be the new Latifi. Just there. Yeah, just there.
Are we going to say this is the North American curse now? Like Canadian driver,
Yeah,
American driver? Like
yeah.
continent,
Well,
no one from that continent apart from Checo can drive a car. And I'm only joking.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm saying mostly it's to do with the fact that Williams is so slow.
Fair enough. Colton Herta, if you hear this, don't beat me up because I know you like to beat everyone up who says you should,
Yeah, we know you like the podcast, Arto.
yeah, well,
Just come out and say it.
Yeah, Colton, you'll get your shot in F1 probably in 5 years'
Yeah,
time. Once you actually get
yeah,
enough super license points and don't try and use your influence to get a special requirement license.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
That's
moving on. Bahrain, our thoughts. I think we'll go down the grid quickly and then
yeah,
we'll just rattle off our predictions and
yeah.
we'll preview the race. So if I tell you, so what do you think Red Bull are going to do next this weekend?
It's just gonna be really boring, isn't it? No. It's gonna be Red Bull wins on repeat.
I've got a feeling that Verstappen will win this weekend.
Yeah, and then he'll finish second overall.
Fair enough.
As the curse goes.
As the curse goes, I think Checo will probably have a strong weekend. I think both Checo and Max will be on the podium this weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
I would laugh if Red Bull have it do exactly what happened in Bahrain last year, where both cars have an engine failure.
Fair enough. It'd
That
make it
would make
it'd make it more interesting. So
yeah.
so then we'll go to Mercedes. So what do you think Mercedes are going to do this weekend? I wasn't really impressed with them in practice yesterday. They looked
Or
off
in testing really.
or in
Or in
testing.
testing as well.
They looked off the pace.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton said he doesn't feel like this is a strong car. to
Yeah,
fight for the championship. So
I genuinely think that Alpha Tauri, no, not that, the Alfa Romeo
Aston,
and Alfa Romeo,
ooh,
Aston, and Mercedes will be the three that are fighting for that third place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You could have Lance Stroll dive bombing Lewis Hamilton to take fifth place away from him.
To be fair, we know that Ferrari and Red Bull are probably going to be 1 and 2 in the constructors, and then Aston
Yeah,
Martin will probably be Aston Martin on pace currently look to be the third team, and then
yeah,
it looks to be Alfa Romeo because
yeah.
and then Mercedes looks to be
The
like
Mercedes.
Alfa Romeo currently is quicker than this Mercedes
Yeah,
just on testing and
Joe has more. Joe's got more of a drive this year than what he did last year.
yeah, definitely. And I'm excited to see
Yeah,
what Joe can get out of that car because through testing and through practice, he's been faster than Bottas already.
he was fastest in that day two of testing, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was like, I was like, hang on a second, am I dreaming? What's going on here?
So we've covered Mercedes. What about Ferrari? This weekend.
Second, just second.
I
That's it. They're just gonna have a very boring season, I think.
I think both Ferraris will be in the top 5, but I do not
Yeah.
think Ferrari will be on the podium.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because
So you're saying
there's
you're
a cer-
saying the Spanish master.
there's a certain someone who I think will be on the podium this weekend. I don't
Alex Albon.
British bias there.
British voice. It's not even British.
Well to be
It's from Thailand.
well half British, half Thai. I think
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so Ferrari I think will be second in terms of overall
Yeah.
performance this weekend. Apparently the car this year is more favoured to an all-around driving style, which apparently in the
Here's
Ferrari
Carlos Sainz.
paddock favours Sainz, and Sainz has actually got more out of the car in certain days on testing, but
Yeah.
but
And he had
in practice yesterday, Charles got more out of the car than Sainz did because Sainz had a
so
flare yesterday.
yeah. Carlos did a engine run. I think he did a fuel run on the first practice.
Nice.
So he didn't do time laps. He just did a fuel run just to get comfortable within the circuit.
Yeah.
Whilst Charles did some more laps, but he did more of the timed laps as well.
Yeah.
And then within the second practice, it was all a bit closer. But
Yeah. So that's our prediction for Ferrari. A certain team that is interesting the entire grid right now, Aston Martin. What do you
yeah,
think Aston Martin's weekend is going to be like? We still have over Stroll and who's actually going to racing qualify between Stroll and Djokovic. But what do you think of Aston Martin's like almost heavenly 2-week period that they
I'd say Alonso front row.
So Alonso 1 and 2.
Front row.
No.
Both of them. Yeah, just Alonso 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4.
So I reckon Alonso will have a good chance at pole. To be fair, because on 1 lap pace, I think Alonso's got it in that Aston. I also think it's going to be a Verstappen Alonso front row. And then I think if Stroll is his wrist isn't an issue, I do think Stroll has a good chance to second row. I do think Stroll can potentially push up to fourth, but that depends on pace. But I do think
it depends on his wrist as well.
I do think it depends on how much he can get out of the car.
Yeah, because during FP1, I think was FP1, I think? Yeah. So his wrist became an issue. He couldn't do turn 1 properly.
Yeah.
So that could hinder how he goes, and then especially in the race, that's going to hinder that bit. So,
but on 1 lap pace, in FP1, if you guys best lap he did in FP1 before the rest became an issue, he finished fifth on one lap pace.
Yeah, that's still fucking quick.
So
But
I
what
still
has
think
happened?
I still think that the Astons have a good chance of being both in the top five. Can we just
Yeah.
play out the prediction of what happens if Drogovic is in their car, for example?
I'd say
Top 10?
yeah, top 10. I'll go P8.
Nice. Moving on we're going to go to Alfa Romeo, probably their last year as Romeo actually. But
Yeah.
what do you think of Alfa
Finish off
Romeo this
strong.
weekend?
Impressive.
Nice.
Just
As you said,
impressive. Like,
Joe on one lap pace has been impressive, and he's been
yeah,
throughout testing as well.
yeah. Bottas is just there.
I think
Bottas is just driving along like a mullet man.
I, regardless of what anyone says, I have a lot of appreciation for Valtteri Bottas, and I do think
Oh,
he's done it. I think what will happen is that I think we'll slowly realise that Bottas will be the one that will make way for Porsche if Porsche wins F2.
yeah, yeah. I
And then
mean, that looks very likely after qualifying yesterday in F2.
yeah, so honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's enough said on Alfa Romeo. I think Joe's been brilliant on pace, and I think Bottas is
yeah,
in there to keep the team a hold and be a
yeah.
good team leader. Um,
Both top 10. Both top 10 start the race.
nice. What do we think about
Alpine.
McLaren, we've already gone over. Disappointment.
Yeah,
I think at best Lando can get potentially
top
points,
10. It'll be,
potentially points.
or it could end up being like it was the exact like last season at the start, 17th.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
disappointing.
and what do we think Piastri's going to do on his opening race? I think
Uh,
I think he's going to be towards the back of the grid. To be fair.
yeah, they're not through fault of his own, through fault of really how bad the car is more than anything.
Yeah.
But I'd
Um,
say 15th, 14th, somewhere
fair,
around that
fair
region.
enough. What do we then think about
Alpine,
Alpine? I think Alpine have been.
even more of a disappointment.
Yeah, I think. I think if Alpine get a result this weekend, I think it'll be attributed to other race incidents around them,
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
the actual racecraft of both their drivers, because both their
yeah,
drivers are a skill above the car that they've been given. I'd say
yeah. And also, but Gasly will be driving within caution
yes.
because he is on 10 penalty points. So one mess up and he's done. And he's out for one race, I think. And
Yeah,
then
new FIA rules one race, but then that can be contested. So
yeah. So if that comes in, is there a reserve driver still doing, or is it?
it's still doing, yeah.
So if that comes in when an F2 race is going on as well, doing still an F2 and F1,
Yeah.
fair play.
Um, although there was discussion about Martins, but the fact is with Martins, he doesn't have anywhere near these two license points. I think
Yeah.
I think Doohan is about. I think Doohan qualifies.
No, Doohan has it. I think he has them
Yeah,
because
Doohan qualifies for a
he
super.
finished above Logan. He finished
Yeah,
above Logan, but it's just
Doohan
the fact that
Doohan actually Doohan doesn't Doohan actually qualifies for one. So I think if
yeah,
Doohan needs to step in at any point for Gasly, yeah, it's
then
there.
it could
Anyway,
cause an absolute ripple in the Formula
yeah.
effect.
So let's talk about the back markers.
Yeah.
Who I
Has
and Williams.
although Hulkenberg was impressive yesterday
Yes, impressive indeed. And K
on
Mag
one lap.
and K Mag had an impressive FP1 and then dropped off in
Yeah,
FP2. So
yeah. Well, on one lap, it's looking like us will be Q2, maybe Q3 at push,
yeah, I I
and
I
then
I,
race
I
will be
personally
points will come if people go.
I personally think on one lap pace, I think legitimately you can make an argument that Kevin Magnussen is up there as one of the best qualifiers on the grid. Because
Yeah,
what he did in FP1 is he went faster than on one lap pace than the Ferraris on one lap.
yeah, so I think Hulkenberg was faster than Sainz in FP2, I believe.
Yeah. So Magnussen had an impressive FP1 and
Hulkenberg impressive FP2.
yeah, and then
And as we're recording this right now, FP3 is going on.
yes, we forgot to mention that.
So Stroll is putting in laps and
Nice,
times laps, but nothing compared. Alonso's fastest.
nice.
Alonso, then Hamilton and Sainz.
Mercedes having a resurgence on quality.
No, Russell's down in 14th.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah,
fair.
but
Yeah, just Hamilton's racecraft. I think we just end it on your favourite driver, Alex Albon.
oh, what a man! What a man!
What a
What a
man.
man! Gonna have to get a signed picture right there. Just Alex Albon in the gap.
Oh, you've got the space for it.
I have.
What do you think of Williams this weekend?
Last.
Last.
The Albon might squeak into Q2,
Fair
and
enough.
That'll be their high point of the weekend.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And on that note, before we end off the video and then we plug our social medias, what give me a 5-word prediction for this weekend.
Sainz spin creates chaos.
And on that note, that's brilliant. I will leave you with Spaniard on the motherfucking podium.
Yeah, that's a stretch on 5, but hyphen within the motherfucking
motherfucking yes. And
yes.
on that note, do you want to plug our social medias before we get out of here?
Yeah. So Insta is V12 Society. Twitch again, V12 Society. On Twitch we'll be doing gaming type stuff. So I'll most likely be doing an F1 manager career.
Nice.
And then I might so I'm on the Twitch
you
3 a.m.
I mean you doing a race reaction tomorrow.
Yeah, can do, yeah. And then on the Twitch at 3 a.m. tonight, I'll be watching the John Jones fight in the UFC.
Nice.
If anybody is up in time to watch that.
I can watch it with you if you give me a text. And on that
note,
thank you for watching. Follow us on social media. All links in the description. And yeah, I've been Theo Rogier, and Ali's just been his sports journalistic brilliant self. And thank you for listening
thank you very much.
And watching to the V12 Society.
Yeah.